Welcome back. The doctor-patient relationship is a personal one, especially when the patient is a young child. For years, WWL Louisiana has had pediatrician Dr. Michael Wasserman to guide us into the best health practices for our little ones. It's so very important. I can speak on that as a mom. And on his final day with us, Dr. Wasserman is here to offer some more expert advice, so not going anywhere without giving us that last bit of information. So we're talking about what parents should look for in a pediatrician. This is always, at least when I first had my girls, such a struggle for me.
Well, it's an important relationship. You want to have good health care for your child or children, and you want to feel comfortable with that person can help guide you into being an effective caretaker, an effective parent.
Sure.
It's not just the child, it's the parents, it's the family, and it gets complex, which is sort of the fun part of it.
And so there's a number of things that you recommend looking at, and we're, one of those obviously being the foundation, which is education.
Right. So, you want somebody who's smart to be your doctor, and I think that's always true. And so, where did they go to school? Where did they go to college? Where did they go to medical school? Where did they do their residency? Which is where you learn to be a pediatrician. And then, what's their experience? Are they real young, so they have maybe the most up-to-date things? Are they a little bit older and have a little bit more wisdom? And then one of the big thoughts is, do they teach? Because as physicians, we are teachers and we are learners. So we need to be taught, we need to learn from the people around us, and we need to teach our peers, as well as our staff, as well as our parents and children, how things should go. So are they effective on both ends of that discussion?
That's such a really good one. And then also, you say, you need to look at the logistics.
Well, so a lot of people come to me and say, well, I want to go to the doctor who's right down the street from me because that's most convenient, and that's going to be the best use of our time. And that's true if that doctor is the best person for you. But sometimes people bring their child to me from the North Shore, perhaps, or uptown, if you will, although I practice in Metairie mainly. And if I can do a better job for your child than the next person, then that's the most efficient use of your time, and of course the best outcome for your child. How available is your child? Is your doctor? How does the doctor communicate with you? Is it by phone? Is it through the nurse? Are there personal emails that go back and forth? Are they individualized for your child? This morning at 6 o'clock, I had an email from a patient and I wrote a 3-paragraph response. Here's what we need to think about, and here's how we should approach it, and we'll see how things then play out.
I love those. I do want to say the teaching one, really important, because as a new parent, you're trying to learn all this as you're also learning how to be a parent, and then also with those hours we had a pediatrician we thought was going to be great, and then if you called after hours or on the weekends, which most of the time children get sick, right, is when it's not convenient, you got charged for it. So you just want to look into all of that, but finally you have one more, and it's comfort.
And yes, you want to feel good about where you're going. Yeah. Is the place physically comfortable? And how does your doctor deal with not just the routine checkups, which are not so routine because a lot of issues come up then, but how does the doctor deal with the problems that come up? If you have an illness, if you have a illness with fever, does your child prescribe a lot of medications? Does your doctor prescribe the fewer number of medications? How does the child communicate with you, the doctor communicate with you about this whole process? And then how do we deal with more complex issues? If you need a specialist, if you need a hospital, when you pick your doctor, make sure that doctor is part of the hospital system that you want to go to. Because if I need to send somebody to a children's heart doctor, it's probably, I'm going to have better communication with people that I work with all the time, as opposed to people I don't work with often. And the outcome is better for your child and for you.
And that's the goal, right? Now, as we mentioned, today is Dr. Wasserman's last day with us here as he gets ready to retire, and we're so excited for this next step for you. Sad that this is going, a loss for us, but we've got Leslie here with a little bit more.
That's right, so bittersweet. Dr. Michael Wasserman has been a huge part of the WWL Louisiana Morning News for decades, educating parents on important health topics, providing a serious yet calming presence on a variety of topics, from minor bumps and bruises to a global pandemic. Let's take a look back at his contributions.
So the child's got to be old enough to generate enough force.
It's the end of an era here at WWL TV. Pediatrician Dr. Michael Wasserman has given his last report, something he's done in different capacities for our viewers for over 30 years.
It's much more likely that your child will become an orthopedic surgeon, for example, than an NBA basketball player. So let's put the importance on education. Now that the summer's halfway over and school's about to begin in less than a month, It's a good time to take stock of your child's health. A color, an animal, a team, anything that they want. But can they compose a logical thought that has a beginning, a middle, and an end?
Mine will be bigger than yours. Oh, I know. Not anymore, he ain't.
Mike even helped Frank Davis in a Fish and Game report back in the early 90s.
Catch red snapper.
Now, at one point, Dr. Wasserman would take parents' questions live on air during the morning show.
He has like a virus on top of like a bacterial infection.
Absolutely.
His wife and one of his current partners really got a kick out of that.
Mike would try really hard to keep a straight face because sometimes the questioner would say something very funny without meaning to.
I used to joke I was going to look something up that was really difficult and I was going to be the difficult parent on the TV, and I never did that.
It was important for him to get it just right, so I could tell that he was being very careful with his answers.
Dr. Wasserman's first day as a doctor was July 1st, 1980. This July 1st, on his 44th anniversary, Dr. Wasserman will retire.
Mike's been talking about retirement for a long time, but then he just kept coming to work. And then one day he came home and he said, I think I'm ready.
Dr. Wasserman and his wife Lynn met at the Loyola Library when he was in med school and she was in law school. Though he kept an open mind through all of his med school rotations, Mike chose pediatrics as his specialty, following in his father's footsteps.
When it came down to it, he really just enjoyed treating children. And he enjoyed the fact that he was treating not only children, but their parents.
And when those children grew up to be parents of their own, many turned to Dr. Wasserman.
It's a compliment that people that saw you as a pediatrician come back and bring their kids, and he's enjoyed that a lot.
Dr. Patricia Grenier is one of Dr. Wasserman's current partners at Ochsner Pediatrics. She has spent her entire career working with Mike as a colleague, mentor, and friend.
28 years of him teaching me things like, before it was something cloned, it was called work-life balance now. He taught us that way back. Work really hard while you're here so that you can enjoy your time off.
And that's exactly what he's done, given families in our area 110% for over 4 decades.
We're going to travel a lot. We have grandchildren. We love to hike. We love to drink wine. We're just going to have a good time.
Our viewers have certainly benefited from his expertise over the years, and we're beyond grateful. So signing off one last time.
For the Eyewitness Morning News, for Eyewitness Morning News, for Eyewitness Morning News, I'm Dr. Michael Wasserman.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so
Colleen
much.
enjoyed taking pictures.
Really
I think I
appreciate
can hit her
everything.
with this cork.
I'm really nervous. But really, this is a celebration just of all the hard work, and we appreciate everything you've done, not just for the viewers and the expertise you've shared, but also for us. I mean, I know even during breaks, Leslie and I know you have a longer tenure with Mike, but I've been like, hey, my daughter has this little, and you've just always been so kind about everything, and we appreciate you.
Well, it's been fun being at Channel 4 with Eric and Sally and the people that I've met over the year on camera and off behind the cameras. Everybody's treated me fantastically, and it's fun to maybe have brought something to the community, and it's been great for me.
When you say everybody, even I've treated you well?
Well,
You did just pour a glass of champagne, so there we go.
Mike and I got to be friends over the years, and we've done some stuff together.
Yes, we have.
Mike is a wonderful tennis player. he just rips me on the court.
Well,
Well,
now
I
you
look
have
forward to doing more of that.
plenty of time
You're
to
going to
do
have
that.
it, and you deserve
We're
it.
going to cut
Thank you
into
so
this cake.
much.
Well,
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Thanks for the years.
Thank you.
Retirement. Congratulations. All right, friends, we'll be right back.